It is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Greens Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Hello, and welcome to number 3 in 2014 SJPORR Challenge. My reviews anyway, number 3 of my reviews. Tonight, the next one out of the fridge is this one. Looks like it's a 330 bottle, 330ml. Reused, double with sticky label on it. I'm not going to mark anything down for that. Not much information. And not much in the way of an effort as far as a label is concerned. So, still, I'm not going to mark that down. It's all about beer as far as I'm concerned. But this one is a chocolate stout, and it comes in at 6% ABV, and that's the only information on here. However, well, not the only information. The number SH120IE leads me to believe that this is one of a beer from one of our brethren from over the Irish Sea in the gorgeous Republic of Ireland. So it's an Irish beer and it's a stout, so it's not a bad start, not a bad combination. Anyway, let's get it open. I'm afraid I can't find the bottle opener, so I'm just using a knife. Don't try this at home. And you went straight into the glass. Right. There was a hiss. There was a hiss. There isn't really any smoke. I'm going to go straight for the pour since I've had a sniff. It's quite a roasty aroma. Getting a bit of alcohol, possibly a bit of vanilla, and yeah, I'm getting some chocolatey notes there as well. Let's give it a pour and see what we get. I'll try and make sure that I get this in the frame. I'm going a little bit more aggressive now. Looks like it's forming a lovely creamy head. We'll stop it there. So, whoops, as you can see, it's got a good head on there. Give it a swish. Seems to cling to the glass quite nicely. Let me come out again. As is the format for these reviews now. So let's have a look. I mean, what this reminds me of is very similar to a Young's chocolate stout. Double chocolate stout, I should say. Which is one of my favourite beers. I went through a phase a year ago, almost, drinking that as often as I possibly could. I just couldn't get enough of it. And the aroma really reminds me of that beer. So if you've ever had it, that's what it's like. If you've never had it, chocolatey, malty. The alcohol smell seems to have dissipated and now it's in the glass. So there's nothing like that going on. It's really chocolatey and rich, I would say. The head's dissipated somewhat, probably down to half a finger. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Really smooth flavour. There's hardly any acidity or astringency, astringency or any kind of flavour like that from the malt, which is impressive really, isn't it? Because this must have a high proportion of very dark roasted malts in it. Colour-wise, sorry I missed the colour. Colour-wise it's very, very, very dark. Like the night, as they would say. Can hardly see through it at all. I think the fact that it's kind of a brownish, beigey head kind of gives that away as well. So it's very, very dark. Nicely carbonated, I would say, about the right level for this style of beer. Not overly fizzy, but it's a bit more. It's got a bit more carbonation to it than you might find from a typical cask ale, which is great for me. It's what I really like. Medium body, I would say. Medium to medium heavy. The alcohol flavour is very well masked. I would say the only hop additions we have here are right at the beginning. So I don't think there's anything aroma or flavour, or certainly no dry hopping going on, as you may expect from a stout. There is perhaps a background citrusy I would hesitate to call it sourness because I don't think it is. I think it's almost tart, back towards the back of the tongue at the sides. Flavour going on.
Sorry.
Excuse me for the slight intrusion there.
Sorry.
And now I've lost my thread. Thanks a lot.
Sorry. You'll have to take this bit out.
No, it's got to stay in. So yeah, there's some kind of not sourness, but maybe just a bitterness. Maybe that's all it is that's going on. Maybe that comes from the malt, as I said before. I couldn't detect it. Maybe that's now coming through. A little bit of malt bitterness from the dark roasted grains. Certainly not unpleasant. In fact, I actually really like this. For me, it's not quite as good as the Young's Double Chocolate, but to be honest, it would have to go some way to any of the beers. Would have to go some way to be as nice as that in my estimations. That's one of my all-time favourite commercial beers. But quite delicious. I mean, it was it's one that I've looked forward to. Chocolate Stout's always one of my favourites. And yeah, I guess the Irish water might help it a bit. I don't know if you're anywhere near the Liffey, but rumour has it that the waters of the Liffey are good for a good stout, as you might expect. And yeah, not that much more to say really. It's a very nice beer.
You're welcome.
Enjoying it. I will go and do the marking. Cheers.